Despite the success of Monster Hunter World and its Iceborne expansion, I've always felt that Capcom simply weren't ready for Monster Hunter Rise to explode as it did. Although they initially supported it with a handful of title updates and notably the finale to the campaign, within just half a year new content was reduced to events for stickers, cosmetics and emotes. No new monsters emerged for months, not even for the PC release in January this year. However, the time has now come to dive back in with the hotly anticipated Master Rank expansion, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. And right away I can tell you that the wait has been worth it. Although there are fewer new monsters in Sunbreak than we saw in Iceborne, the Master Rank versions of all 46 existing monsters have new armour sets to grind for and new moves thrown in with their previous repertoire. But this is more than just a parade of new beasties to slay. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak adds a host of quality of life features and new elements to both streamline and expand the experience at the same time. But what's the story? Well, following the events of Rise, your hunter is now widely known as the Fierce Flame of Kimura, or simply the Fierce. When a new threat rises to menace the kingdom at large, you're summoned to the settlement of Elgado to investigate rumours of a new monster and save the land once more. Dame Fioraine, a knight of the Royal Guard and sister to the trader Rondine, is your main guide, but a clutch of new characters join the fray too, quite literally this time round. One of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak's coolest new features are follower collaboration quests. Many of the main NPCs, including characters from Rise, will approach you and ask to help them with a hunt. They'll then accompany you as support NPCs fighting alongside you. Each one is fully voiced, given personality and crucially a weapon to main. They'll use traps, flash bombs, healing items. They'll even disappear now and then to lasso a monster and bring it into the fight for some extra damage. And thankfully, their feints don't affect your victory conditions, which is handy as they have a tendency to feint a lot. Each has a quest line that sees you tackling larger and more dangerous monsters, and you'll be rewarded with designs for armour sets and rare weapons. Once you've done enough hunts, many of these characters will become available for support surveys. These are hunts that allow you to bring 2 NPCs along, each with a selection of weapons that you get to choose for them. Regardless of which 2 you take, they have unique dialogue, and even after more than 60 hours, I'm not bored of hearing them chat or bicker. Sunbreak takes you to several new locations. As in the main game, these have secret subcamps you can unlock for fast travel, hidden relics to locate and rare endemic life to track down. Your Meowcenaries can also set up buddy recon points, special fast travel locations that you can use once per hunt or expedition. The new areas feel large and fully developed too. The jungle has dense undergrowth, crumbled shrines and long stretches of beach infested with giant crabs and other small monsters. The Citadel is a much more vertical map, but it's huge, climbing up from a river valley to a snowy plateau with a once mighty tumble-down fortress as a focal point. It would be easy to say that Sunbreak is simply more Monster Hunter Rise and be done with it, but there are tiny evolutions to so many elements that would be unfair. There are new switch skills for each weapon, for example, and you can now set up switch skill loadouts that you can swap between hunts without returning to camp. This means you can create situational movesets to allow for more tactical play. You have a red scroll and a blue scroll and you can switch between them at will. A handy readout at the bottom now tells you exactly which skills you have active at any given time, whether your weapon is drawn or you're mid-combo. You can initiate wall runs from the ground without needing to use a wire bug, and new endemic creatures grant your wires different properties during hunts. Red wire bugs increase the damage done to and by any monster you mount, while gold wire bugs make mounting easier and last longer. A handful of new armour skills allow you to diversify your builds even more, adding buffs and effects that make Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak feel even more like a traditional RPG. For example, the Blade Scale Hone skill rewards perfect evades when your weapon is drawn by restoring sharpness with the next few hits, and new Rampage decorations can restore health on hit or buff you based on certain actions. I don't want to spoil too many details, but the potential for build diversity and min-maxing is arguably better here than it was in Iceborne. But what of the monsters themselves? Some we've seen, most in fact, have been revealed by Capcom already, but there are a few surprises in here, and a particular campaign boss evokes memories of Safi'jiiva from Monster Hunter World. Of the ones already revealed, Zoregios and Garangolm are possibly my favourite. The former is so relentlessly aggressive that the fight rarely loses tension, while the latter has a powerful moveset that feels different to anything else in Rise. It's fair to say that the new monsters are almost all great. There are a few I really don't like fighting, but as with any Monster Hunter game, some of those will be favourites for other people. And that's the best part. There's now such a huge combined roster that there's always something you want to grind for or simply hunt for fun. But be aware going in, this is a Master Rank expansion, and as with Iceborne or G Rank expansions in previous games, the difficulty ramps up considerably. Monsters can one-hit kill you if your gear isn't up to scratch, and often have mountains of HP to carve through. There is a new endgame activity, though I won't spoil details other than to say it's very different from the Rampage. It brings with it new challenges, higher difficulty and of course greater rewards, but it's better that you experience for yourself. Whether or not it staves off the fatigue many felt with Rampage after a while remains to be seen. Capcom are still yet to improve on the guiding land system from Iceborne, which in my opinion is arguably one of the series' strongest endgame grinds. If you're a fan already, then it's fair to call the Sunbreak expansion essential. It adds so much to the framework of Monster Hunter Rise in terms of not only new content but also quality of life that it's not only essential but also worth every penny of the asking price. The story might follow the by now standard Monster Hunter template, but that doesn't matter. The new characters, locations and hunts combine with dozens of smaller improvements to create a pinnacle experience that could add hundreds of hours to your playtime. New monsters, skills, weapons, armour and tactical options breathe new life into the old grind. At the time of writing, I've only played on PC, and the enhanced load times, frame rate and visuals make Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak an absolute joy to blast through. Whether you're hunting solo or with friends or tagging in NPC support to grind for those rare drops, it revitalises the already superb experience and ups the challenge for veterans hankering after a true test of their mettle. I cannot recommend it enough. For that reason, I'm going to score Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on PC a 10 out of 10. Hi there, this is Mick Fraser. Hope you enjoyed my review of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the new expansion for Monster Hunter Rise, out on PC and Nintendo Switch. Is this something that you've been looking forward to? Are you a Monster Hunter Rise fan? Are you going to be diving in? I really hope that you'll share your experiences with us. Maybe come on to the comments, let us know. You can support us via Patreon, and that lets you get into the Discord where you can tell us directly what you think of the game and maybe come on some hunts with the members of the team. If you did like the review, please hit like and subscribe. Maybe tag the bell icon too, so you're kept up to date with everything that we post going forward. In the meantime, I've been Mick Fraser for What Is a Geek, and you guys have been lovely. Bye.